All right. So, do you want to talk about what you did today?
Oh yeah,
The guitar store. Of the morning?
So it is a balmy Saturday here in New York City, and I spent the entire day outside. I walked basically from Times Square, starting in Times Square. I walked to every guitar store I know in Manhattan. so my nephew's here. It's his birthday. He's like 13, and but he's actually like pretty good guitar player for being 13. And so I took him to every guitar store I know in Manhattan, and I noticed a couple things. Like, so I mean, there's like a lot of obvious dumb crap about guitar stores, and it's all true. Too few strings, kind of the exact opposite of NAMM.
Yeah.
I think I recall seeing one 8-string, and I played one 7.
Who had the 8-string?
Guitar Center on 14th Street.
Okay.
It was a fanned fret Ibanez, and then there was somewhere else had a fan fret 7 that I was like, these frets don't need to be fanned.
Right.
But no, and then I played one 7 that was okay, and but what was also noteworthy was you go to a place like Rudy's in Soho, which has like a lot of really expensive stuff. It has, you know, Pensas and stuff like that, and not a small shop. Right? Like, so if I go to Carmine's, yeah, they don't have many 7s, but there's like 20 guitars in the whole store.
Yeah.
Right? But you go to Rudy's, the place is huge. Everything has 6 strings. You're like, okay, I understand who the target market here is.
Yeah.
And it's not people who spend a lot of time playing guitar. Let's put it that way.
Blues lawyers.
Blues lawyers. Jazz dentists.
Jazz dentists.
So anyway, like, it's weird. The other funny thing is, so I go into places and people be like, "Are you looking for anything in particular?" And I'm always like, "There are certain things I'm always looking for. I don't think you have them." And they're like, "Oh, try me." I'm like, "A 1990 Ibanez Universe. Oh yeah, don't have that. Anything Roger Gresco made. Oh yeah, definitely don't have that." I know, which is why I didn't just say it when you asked. Okay. And like, if you had it, I would have known already and I would have come and bought it. Okay, so what was interesting was, so there was one place, so I made like a Google map. You know, you can put your pins on, so I could plan out the route, like how I was going to walk all over Manhattan. And there was a store I hadn't heard of, and it's not far from here. It's in the East Village. It's called T.R. Crandall Guitars. Do you know this place?
No.
It's on 3rd between A and B. Okay. It's pretty cool. So I walk in there, and they seem to have mostly acoustics, but they have like a few electrics, and they had 2 really old, like practically mint Gibson 335s.
Oh, nice.
Like the one they wanted $57,000 for or something, right?
Yeah.
They had 2. So they had a pre-CBS Jazzmaster and 2 pre-CBS Strats. And the dude was like, "Do you want to play it?" I'm like, "Yeah." It was like, I've literally, so this is one of those things, like, I have no form of performance anxiety. Like, I've never, before a gig, I've never been like, "Oh man," because my thing is, I'm always like, dude, these people are going to see me play and they're going to like shit themselves.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing more that I want to do than have other people watch me play guitar. I was nervous to play this guitar because I was like, "Oh man, don't want to fuck this guitar up."
Oh, dude, I have a good I got a good related story to follow this up with, actually.
Yeah, so I didn't play both of them. I just played the one because I just wanted to play the one with the maple board. So it's a pretty nice guitar. I don't have 25 grand for it.
Yeah.
But I took some pictures. It was cool. But the side note, the dude working at the store, he was cool as shit. This dude Noah, I mentioned him, like, yeah, my left hand is kind of messed up from the mosh pit at Meshuggah. And he's like, oh, dude. He's like, no one ever comes in here that like listens to heavy music. He's like, Meshuggah are awesome. He's like, have you heard the new Goat Whore? I was like, all right, man. Like, you're pretty cool. Like, and the other, you guys can't see this. I'm wearing pink shorts. Like, I do not look metal at all. And so this is relevant because then after all this, I came over here and I stopped across the street to get a Gatorade because, again, I walked all over Manhattan. I'm like, I probably need some electrolytes. That's what plants crave. And I walk out of the bodega across the street and I see this girl she's got long blonde hair, doesn't look particularly like hardcore or anything though, like doesn't have like a ton of piercings or tattoos or anything, but she's wearing black jean shorts and a Judas Priest shirt. And I go, nice. And that was enough to get her attention apparently, because she like takes her earbud out and she's like, and I was smiling and she's like, what? And I was like, Judas Priest. And she's like, oh yeah, rock on. And then there's no follow up, and we across the street
because that's what Judas Priest fans always say to you: rock on,
rock on. Yeah, rock on. And so I was instantly reminded of an article that Metal Injection linked, I think, but it was on Loudwire.
Yeah,
I think it was Metal Injection linked it, and it was titled something like the metal fashion statement needs to end right now or something. I think you've got it right. Yeah. It's opinion. Stop making metal a fashion statement.
Yeah. So that's hilarious. I'll circle back around. I have a good old Strat story and playing inappropriate things on it from Sam Ash. But let's talk about this. This is actually pretty. I think I'm just gonna start reading the thing because it's. I started off being like, I get what you're going for, because there has been this fairly pervasive trend of both like high fat, like all levels of fashion. It's a legit trend, right? Is putting actual metal bands.
Yeah, didn't Kanye and like Beyonce?
Yeah, like Rihanna.
Rihanna
was it started a couple years ago, I think. It's been going around, and so this is just sort of the most recent. So this is just really this particular dude deciding it was time for him to speak up and let his voice be heard about this fashion travesty. So this guy's like, after attending a Max and Igor Cavalera Return to Roots show in New York City, I boarded the subway to make my way to Grand Central Station. One man on the train was sporting a shirt with the Iron Maiden lettering and a bastardization of Eddie on the front, and the car soon filled with sweaty metalheads. Immediately, this metal as a fashion statement dude looked uncomfortable, surrounded by like-minded threads, fully aware he was now looked upon as a member of this community by other outsiders. If this trend is going to exist, we might as well enjoy the fleeting moments it works against the favor of the false ones, right? That's where I was just like, hold the fuck up. At first, I get where you're going at, and then I was like, okay, but
doesn't it almost sound... Wait, who wrote this, by the way? Is it anyone we know? Joe DeVita. I don't think I know Joe. But it almost feels like... he's saying, like, it's cultural appropriation, bro.
Well, yeah. Well, and that's what I've literally seen metalhead space. Well, I mean, I've myself joked about it, but like I've seen people are literally like, hey man, that's our thing. Cause his whole point in this article is basically that like this is how I would, it's like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of one of my favorite moments from, it was either, I'm not sure if it was Decline of Western Civilization, the metal years, or if it was on one of those Hard and Heavy videos, but it was an interview with Slaughter, and they were trying to explain like some, esoteric element of being in a
You're talking about
metal.
the butt rock slaughter, not Canadian slaughter.
Right.
You're talking about Mark
butt rock
slaughter,
right.
Fly to
but
the
it was
Angels
like
slaughter.
in the 80s or early
Right,
90s, they
okay.
were talking about this shit.
Oh.
And they're like, it's like when you see a kid with the slaughter t-shirt on and you're like, fuck yeah. Like that was his whole thought was like, it's like you see the t-shirt and you're like, fuck yeah. And I was like, and like, that's it. And like, especially funny because you also don't see slaughter on t-shirts anymore. But this was a while ago.
I don't ever recall ever seeing anyone wearing a slaughter shirt.
But it's like that kind of, I was like, man, it's like you see, he literally said, we've all made friends in public because they were also wearing a metal shirt. And it's like, yeah, sort of. But that's his whole point is like, you're basically taking away, it sounds like he's saying you're taking away the only way we identify each other. And I was like, by making you talk to other types of people, like you might accidentally be like, and then his response,
you might actually make a friend who's not into metal.
Right. And then his response is basically, let's make them feel uncomfortable for it.
Oh yeah. No,
and
his whole thing was like, if you see someone wearing
Yeah.
a metal shirt, you should challenge them on their knowledge of
Yes,
metal.
immediately you should. And then of course I also laugh because it immediately turns into like, he brings up Kiss and I'm like, yeah, because Kiss t-shirts have always been about authenticity and not merchandising and profit. Like Kiss will put Kiss will put on anything. Like you can't be like, oh, now they're using Kiss logo. Like, dude, Gene signed that shit in a heart. He didn't ask. He was like, put it on. Yeah, I don't care. I don't need to know.
Right, it's like that scene in The Simpsons where they show Krusty the new merchandise for his review because Bart gets sick from the metal Krusty-O, and so he's like, there's no way. I mean, it has the Krusty brand seal of quality. And they're like, Krusty, these new products need your approval. And the toys are like shooting sparks. He's like, yeah, all this stuff is fine. It's like, yeah, Gene Simmons, it was the same way. I'm sure he has like a blanket approval statement that like you can put the Kiss logo on anything and pay me a residual.
Yeah, there's also this assumption that anyone who doesn't actually like metal clearly just listens to what's on the radio, like on the top 40, and so just like Katy, like, well, in this case he references Drake, which is a fair assumption. A lot of people listen to Drake for some reason, but it's just like they're not into metal. They're just into garbage, like maybe, or maybe,
Well, the other thing that's funny was when he's talking about Kiss, like right when he's talking about like doing the challenging people on their knowledge.
Yeah,
he goes and talks about Kiss stuff that I don't know because Kiss is garbage, and I would be ashamed to know the details of Kiss. Yeah, for any reason other than comedy.
There's a few points where you're like, I'm not sure what point you're trying to make at this point because like he's trying to say how like
internally debating whether Destroyer or Love Gun is the better Kiss record. How about they're both terrible because they're Kiss?
I don't get that. But the next paragraph. Is it a bold assumption to say anyone buying these shirts at trendy outlets is a poser? No. Nobody escapes high school as an ardent rocker without at least making a handful of purchases off the racks at Hot Topic. Not Forever 21 and H&M. Which of these shitty retail chains is more true? What?
And first of all, I made it through high school without purchasing anything at any of these outlets.
Hot Topic was when I
that
first
was like if you wanted Marilyn Manson crap.
Right. Hot Topic has always yes, eventually they realized people bought metal shirts there, so they started carrying metal shirts of bands that people who didn't shop at Hot Topic liked, therefore getting those people to shop at Hot Topic, which is basically what he's saying happened. But it wasn't cool suddenly. It was always still a shit where did you get that? Hot Topic? Never I never in my life was ever like, yo, I got to get over to Hot Topic.
or guys, it's really not that bad. No, it was always to be made fun of.
You're trying to your spot of superiority is Hot Topic versus H&M or Forever 21. Who gives a shit which store the shitty t-shirt is sold at? And also now that they make them in sizes for skinny people, also what size shirt does this dude wear? Because he probably. Because back in the 90s, all shirts were large or extra large.
That's all you could get.
This dude's probably like, I don't get it. Shirts used to fit me. And I'm like, fuck you, shirts fit me now. Like,
Yeah, right.
Right.
I will gladly purchase a shirt that was sized to fit a trendy girl because that'll fit me.
When I find fashion shirts that put like I have like, I mean, this one kind of like fell apart in the wash, but I had it's like a John Varvatos t-shirt, but with like an Iron Maiden print on it. And it fit kind of weird because all their stuff is made for people taller than me. But I was like, it's Iron Maiden, but also it doesn't make me look like a person who wears Iron Maiden shirts.
Or
like,
it also doesn't. It's not like a shirt that you sleep in.
Right. It's
like,
not like a sailboat. It's not. I can't like rig a sail with it. And it's not made out of like burlap canvas.
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, so many of my old metal shirts are super uncomfortable.
Let the trickle down fashion improve your
and
clothing.
not only that, it's like, dude, I'm totally okay with Judas Priest getting a payday. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
does he not know that they get paid for this?
Right,
like,
Judas
it's not
Priest
illegal.
Fucking rules.
They're not doing. I mean,
And
there probably
if they get
are
paid,
some
hell yeah,
like bootlegs out there, but for the
but
most,
not the ones that like this girl was wearing.
The ones they're talking about are all have to be licensed, and people are like, "How dare they?" And again, Gene Simmons, most of all, just like okay, what you put it up. But like, here's some more gems. Have you ever approached one of these fans only to discover they have no idea why you're talking to them about riding lightning or raining in blood? Is that what you do? And you go up and be like, bro, I too like to ride the lightning.
Right. I didn't say to this girl, I wasn't like screaming for vengeance.
Right.
Like,
you didn't try to make an obscure reference.
What I should have said is, I'm like, I'll be your turbo lover. She probably would have been like,
what? Or like, that's very bold of him. Like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's like, oh, so bold.
I'm sorry. Now I've refined my approach. I'll be like, I'm your turbo lover. Tell me there's no other. She'd be like, what? Oh yeah, do the robot dance.
Dude, as a shift overdrive. That song is so, it's so sassy. I love it.
Turbo.
Let's see. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know what an Ozzy or a Dio is, but I have to get going now. They scratch their faces if you just farted. And then he because he thinks it's funny to describe farts a lot. And yeah, it says basically they just listen to top 40 radio. It's like, radio? No.
No one listens to radio.
No.
I actually, you know what? I thought earlier today, because one of the guitar stores I was in was playing the radio, and I was like, the radio is still a thing? Like, yes. I haven't heard a radio like outside of a car.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard a portable radio, bro.
There is, there's some radio around. Some places don't want to pay a service, I guess.
It was weird.
Yeah. And also, I think New York, they have some like iconic radio stations. They're like living on YouTube and shit like that. Like I've purely to like understand more about hip hop, I've been watching all these like Hot 97, but they're videos on YouTube, but they're on the radio in the morning.
Yeah, right.
That's not where or when I view them. And also I watch them with my eyeballs. But which reminds me, there's a great, I haven't even watched it yet, but I think I found the best DJ Khaled interview where he basically explains what he does and how he could make the beats if he wanted to, but that's not like what he does. And it's like basically about how, but he ends up basically trying to say how like basically him doing nothing is like the best thing he could be doing. Cause, you know, but yeah, we'll have to do a DJ Khaled episode. He's been putting out a lot of, I think he's got an album coming out, or at least like, you know, a string of singles. But
loosely timed.
We should
together.
listen to like the first 20 seconds of every track on his album just to hear the parts he actually contributes to. We want just to hear him say, "We the best music," and another one I didn't really do much with, but yeah.
Oh, here we go. This was the best sentence. It uproots the integrity of the subculture. That's how you know that your integrity is very frail, is when the actions of someone outside it are capable of uprooting it. Like that's the thing. If you're secure, that's like if you're secure in who you are and someone calls you a name and then you're all of a sudden like, oh man, now I have to defend my, it's like, not if you're secure in your situation. And it sounds like this dude's really, I don't know. doesn't get it. I don't want to say he's insecure. I just want to say he doesn't get it. Like,
Yeah. So this is my favorite part, is where he's basically like, challenge them, challenge them all. Oh, and then the final quote really caps off. If you happen to run into one of these aforementioned people, these people, try asking them about their favorite metal bands or about their favorite song on the album that's stamped across their shirt. So let's just imagine the scenario briefly. Let's say you used his logic.
yeah.
And you said, hey, well, what's your favorite Judas Priest album? She'd probably be like, what? You'd be like, what's your favorite? And she'd be like, oh, and probably like not speak. It'd be like, boop,
Right. And
slowly put her
probably-
earplugs back in.
And probably never purchase another metal shirt again.
Right.
Like, oh, this creepy metal dude tried to talk to me.
Yeah. Well, oh my God, he's right though. That's how you kill the trend.
Right, but
If all the creepy metal dudes talk to everybody who
Right.
wears, they'll be like, I gotta stop wearing these shirts with these fake metal
and
band
then
logos.
and then Judas Priest won't get a payday.
Right.
That's a serious. And also, you won't be able to sell your vintage faded. I have an old Euthanasia shirt that I saw was going for 120 on eBay. I was like, I should
Nice.
probably sell this because I'm never wearing it again.
Yeah.
Like, no, but yeah, I mean, look, he's probably correct in his thinking of this. Right, this would kill the trend, but it's like I don't think that's a like a laudable goal or like something you want to happen. And again, right, it's like I have an alternative suggestion. You see someone wearing a metal shirt, maybe talk to them like you would any other person, and like maybe make a friend. Like,
Yeah.
and just be like a normal person. I don't know.
I mean, if you're really that concerned with everybody listening to metal, you could probably convince them to listen to some metal, especially if they're wearing a Judas Priest shirt and you tell them about Turbo.
Right. No, like, because again, like, I was like, Judas Priest, right? You know, if she had said something like, oh, I've actually never even listened to Judas Priest, I'd be like, you should. That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
I would have been like, I'd be like, go check out Painkiller, you know? And then, who knows, maybe she
Or
would.
Turbo,
like,
either way.
Or
You know,
Turbo.
there's-
Go check out Painkiller, and if that's a little intense for you, Turbo might
they
be
have
more your
a-
speed.
A varied catalog. Yeah, and then at the end, it really. Let's see. Okay, so hold on. He has more tips on how to be socially acceptable. It's going to get awkward, and it should be, but that's where the fun is. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because being
Oh,
awkward
yeah.
is always
Awkward
the most
exchanges
fun
are
thing
awesome.
you can be.
I love awkward exchanges with strangers in public.
I'm not saying to berate them, just test their knowledge or lack thereof. Maybe, just maybe, it'll be the last time they bust that shirt out of the wardrobe in fear of being accosted by a denim and leather long hair or a creepy fucking dude.
Wait, maybe hold on. Maybe I'm a poser because I don't have long hair. I don't have denim. I'm not wearing denim and leather. I'm wearing boat shoes and pink shorts.
Right, they're gonna get really mixed signals about that.
Well, so I have to talk about this. The other day, I was walking. It was like a block from my house, and I saw a dude, and he looked like, you know, a card-carrying metalhead, right? Long hair, black jeans, black Hypocrisy shirt, and I was like, dude, that's a killer shirt, and then, you know, you flash the horns.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. And again, I was probably wearing something like what I'm wearing now because it's summer in New York City, and I dress to like be comfortable, and like, so he was just sort of like a very subdued like thanks, and like no engagement of like, oh yeah, I love Hypocrisy or anything like that.
Right.
In this guy's defense, he was with a pretty attractive girl, and so it might have just been like, I'm working this, and like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But or it could have just been like, you poser, like,
Right, or
you
he's
don't
like,
know what hypocrisy
said,
is.
what?
Maybe
Like,
he thought I thought his shirt was just trendy AF.
Yeah.
And I was
Like
like
one of these
being like,
posers.
oh man, I love when so maybe he's taking this attitude and he missed out on the chance to make a metal friend because he thought I was a poser.
Because you weren't wearing the uniform.
I wasn't
you
wearing
have
the
to-
uniform, and yeah.
But then, so the best part really at the very end that shows you what this guy's about, he's like, just try not to scream Slayer in their face repeatedly. You're craftier than that, and it's a little embarrassing for the rest of us. Oh, because challenging people on the streets is not embarrassing for other people.
Yeah.
unless you're outside a concert LARPing heavy metal parking lot. And then, of course, he ends with the quote from Manowar, heavy metal or no metal at all. Wimps and posers leave the hall.
Well, he should have used the line about Cracker Jack clothes, which this was...
Yes.
Okay, so I also have a story about this.
Cracker Jack clothes?
Cracker Jack clothes! And for the longest time, we used to say this line all the time. And it was one of those deals where like, what does that even mean?
Right.
Like, what is Cracker Jack clothes?
Cracker Jack.
And then... I used to work in Kushner's infamous building, 666, the one that like he may be going to prison for because he tried to refinance it via the Russian bank that had, one of the ones that you're not allowed to do business with because of the sanctions. Anyway, and one day this dude walked out in a full seersucker suit, but he was also an older, taller gentleman with white hair, and I was like, he looks like the dude on the Cracker Jack box. Those are Cracker Jack clothes. I get it now. Manowar. It only took 20 years, but I finally understand.
Oh my god. Well, and also like another missed opportunity is he could have used the from the same song. If you're not into metal, you are not my friend.
Yeah. If you're not into metal, you are not my friend. Heavy metal. Metal. Wimps and posers.
Leave the hall. Not Cracker Jack clothes. What is the fuck? I wanna. Let's just listen to that now because why not?
Is it All Men Play on 10? I feel, or is it?
I think you're right. Wait, is Cracker Jack closing the same song? Brothers of Metal?
Yeah.
Or Brothers of Steel or something?
Uh,
Or Brothers of Metal?
God, I can't remember. I haven't listened to a Manowar album in a really long time.
I'm pretty sure it's Brothers of Metal Part 2. Oh wait, why don't I just look on Spotify?
Oh, Metal Warriors.
Oh.
You were very close.
Are you sure?
Yep. On Triumph and Steel.
Every one of us has heard the call.
Oh yeah.
Brothers of true metal, proud and standing tall. We know the power within us has brought us to this song.
I feel like the only justifiable reason for listening to Manowar is you're A, at a Manowar show, B, playing some sort of drinking game. Posers! Leave the hall!
I love the dramatization. Go on, get out. Leave the hall. Like, oh man.
We don't turn down for anyone. We do just what we please.
They take this shit so seriously too, which is why it's so fucking funny.
To make it louder.
They're so Spinal Tap. Like,
Yes.
they even kind of look like them with the
Yeah.
bangs and the long hair and shit.
If you're not into metal, you are not my friend. Heavy metal.
That's always my favorite.
Wits and
Posers.
leave the hall. Heavy metal.
This song doesn't have Cracker Jack clothes in it though.
Wits and posers. I said leave the hall.
That is Kings of Metal.
of course. This is also where they inform you about how when they're in town, speakers explode.
Man-o-war, living on the road. When we're in town, speakers explode.
Boom, and then there's a boom.
Of course.
We don't attract wimps, 'cause
This is the same album though, right? These are both on Triumph of Steel, right?
I'm not sure actually.
People, that's Manowar's crowd.
Oh no. Oh no, I think this is on Kings of Metal, right? Like this is the title track.
Yeah.
My knowledge,
Other bands play.
Manowar kills. My knowledge of the Manowar catalog is
Well, that's not true.
You know All Men Play on 10,
Right.
and Blow Your Speakers.
Yes. Well,
Do you also know Black with Fire and Steel? Oh
yeah.
Kill with Power. There's so many.
Hail is Kill.
Hail
Also,
and Kill.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, Hail to England. There's
here we
so
go.
many terrible.
Not cracking Jack clothes.
Exactly.
So I have my on my short list for the next Guilty Pleasure album. I have Heart of Steel because it's a Manowar power ballad, and it starts off like kind of nice and like inspiring. You're like, and also there's this line where it's like, say what you feel, and you're like, Manowar, that is deep. Like, be honest, say what you feel. And then the next one's like, burn the bridge behind us, leave no retreat. And you're like, whoa, no, this escalated really quickly.
Well, they're like, say what you feel, so long as it's like
that
kill. Kill and burn.
burn, pillage,
Yeah.
rape. I mean, they literally say rape in a lot of songs too. But yeah, fucking Manowar.
Yeah, man. We're overdue for another Guilty Pleasures.
Yeah.
That shit is fun.
Let's plan one. I'll hit up Jamie, and if he can make it, he'll do it. But if not, we'll just do one because I think we got a few things we talked about that we can do by now. We should probably. I mean, we almost have to do some Juicy J on there now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I want to do Heart of Steel. I literally was thinking about it. I'm like, but I was listening to it like for the playlist, and I was like, have I really like? Am I feel guilty about this? Because like, did I ever enjoy this genuinely, or have I always found it like? No, it's always been hilarious.
Well, one of my songs is, I think it's so bad it's good. I I enjoy listening to it, but not because like it's good music.
Right.
It's so bad it's good. Yeah.
That's basically how I feel about Heart of Steel, because it's like, it's not that difficult to write a power ballad, and I classically enjoy a decent power ballad, but it's so ridiculous. Yeah, it's so Manowar-ified that it's well. I'll save it for the Guilty Pleasure episode.
All right.
So should we move on to our next major?
Yeah. So we
thing?
got to talk about what time of year it is.
Oh yeah,
It's about that time.
it's about that time, fam.
when you when the fam gathers, because if you don't gather, you don't matter. Ain't that the truth? So what we're talking about is everyone's favorite fresh underground music festival, the Gathering of the Juggalos. And it's coming up in a couple weeks, and on July 3rd, if you thought you were gearing up to celebrate the birth of the nation, you were wrong. You were celebrating the release of the Gathering of the Juggalos infomercial for 2017. And it is a doozy. So
we're gonna experience that now.
yeah, we're gonna share that experience with you. I just want to point out again, the reason I knew this was because, as you said, I am undercover in the Gathering of the Juggalos Facebook group.
Yes.
And somebody posted that they thought the infomercial was kind of weak. So, but I didn't read enough posts to know if that was the prevailing Juggalo sentiment. But I have to say, it does pale in comparison to the one where the whole thing, they pretended to be on an alien spaceship in search of freshness.
Yeah, the theme of this one seems to be like Monster Truck Rally.
No, motocross.
Motocross, yeah.
I mean, they do. There is a completely
There's a heavy
nonsensical
Sunday
monster
reference.
truck segment that we will definitely talk about. But I thought the theme was motocross over.
Well, yeah.
But it's fast vehicles in dirt.
Yeah.
Okay, Let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen of delightful
loud.
decency, undeniable dignity, and undoubted disdain for the debauchery of dumb delinquents and undesirables. May we please have your attention in the wise words of one of the world's greatest poets, Mr. Shaggy Joseph William Utzler, Too Dope the First.
Fuck the fuck off, motherfucker!
The Dark Carnival presents freshness to your face, concerts till it hurts, best friends
Oh,
till your
it
neck
hurt,
bends,
it'll hurt.
memories till you're yelling, and family till you jam a knee.
What, are they implying there's only so many memories that Juggalo can have before like they get pain?
The Gathering of the Juggalos.
Beaming in 17.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So they reference like Sunday, except not on Sunday. Don't show up on Sunday. No Juggalos
Beam
will.
like you
will
never
be there.
seen. Bring the kids and grandma, cause it's going down, down, down.
Like a horny hooker, it's going down, bitch.
For the first time in this part of the country,
That seems
the Gathering of the
appropriate.
Juggalos invades Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Oh, it's Oklahoma City, Oklahoma? Not one of the other Oklahoma cities?
Internationally infamous,
High octane.
fry your brain, gathering in the diamond ring.
It doesn't make any sense, but footage of things that will not be happening at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
It's all like carnage and destruction.
Lost Lakes Entertainment Center and Campground. In monstrous Oklahoma City. We invite you to
Wait, is it Oklahoma City, Oklahoma? Or is this a different Oklahoma City? I got confused. You didn't clarify that time.
All out down to the Gala of the Galaxy, the last original and truly underground
Monstrous festival of all time.
I love how they randomly affect their voices like it's a radio promo, except you see them, right? So it just is super awkward.
And they keep going between like stadium echo and like dry.
School bus jumping shows of wicked rap, gangsta funk.
It's very distracting.
Acid metal action. Featuring some of the baddest motherfuckers to ever destroy the stage. This is a monster.
Oh yeah, everyone is going to destroy the stage, so I imagine set changeover is very long when they rebuild the venue.
Also, can I say I'm still really pissed that neither of them is fat now. There's no way I might be able to tell them apart.
Make a pit stop and peep the horny horn dogs.
Climbing over each other's faces just to witness
The high-speed spectacle.
I almost had
that
it for a
is
minute,
the
but then
monstrous
the dude lost weight, so now I'm not sure which one's
Now
mine
you
with
have to go
Jay.
buy the makeup, and that's
Which is very similar. It's not very distinctive.
His own land speed record of
Turbo tapping over 59 days.
in only 4 days.
Wow. Hosting.
Psychopathic radio's explosion extravaganza.
explosion extravaganza.
Add more words to this part. This part needs more words.
Full of trophies
And big bottles of bubbly that you can pour all over your pit crew.
by entering the devastating Full Master Rap Battle.
Park and pack then in your monstrous ass crack.
By joining the Beach Volleyball Derby Tournament
Neutralize your noggin by competing.
in the Juggalo Catch 21 Trivia Game Show.
Enter your monstrous creative flavor
In the 20-lap art contest
Art
on the drag
contest.
strip. Wag your bitch ass butt and get your boogie on while breaking the speed barrier.
in the Juggalo Don't Dance Derby.
What?
If that weren't enough, check out the late night crazy concerts going down Wednesday night.
Not Sunday. Nobody will be there on Sunday.
Psycho Stick.
You may sense a
man.
gimmick.
These guys sound awesome.
Don't even think about it, write it down. These rappers suck. Other listeners is pissed as
Wait, did he just say these rappers suck?
Yes.
Highly appropriate lyrics for the Gathering.
Forever futuristic. I get it cracking, watch this cracker flip and go ballistic.
Big Hoodoo.
So to me, this just reads as like Juggalo King Diamond, because like
Mushroom Head.
Okay, Mushroom Head, who like definitely not horrorcore,
Yeah.
like definitely crappy faux
oh yeah, no,
radio
the
metal
genres
band.
are all over the place. It's
Well,
really
this year
like
is very bad
it's
metal
a
heavy.
very diverse group of terrible acts. Is this what Turtle from Entourage has been doing?
The underground is calling once again. Here comes the feeling.
There's like this vocabulary that like everyone references: wicked shit, family, underground. Like it's. Oh yeah, this band.
This promo looks like it's from when this kind of music was popular.
Right, he's got the frosted blonde hair. Like
They haven't updated the reel.
This
is
band,
the In This Moment band.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, this is. It's like, well, we couldn't get In This Moment, but we got September Morning.
Yeah.
But again, why would horrorcore fans? I think this unifying theme is like angst. I don't know.
Yelling. The theme is yelling.
Because don't get me wrong, it sucks, but it doesn't sound anything like
That's my
ICP.
point. It's so many different kinds of crappy music. It got really diverse. Also, remember when Green Jelly had one hit in the 90s when they were called Green Jello and then had to change their name? Which it wouldn't have mattered because their career was over anyway.
And they were on Beavis.
First ever solo concert at the Gathering.
I bet a lot of people are like, Green Jelly's actually pretty good. I don't believe you. This is not true.
NASCAR legend Shaggy 2 Dope.
Yeah,
So
I'm
do a
doing a
solo
solo
spot.
concert because we didn't have enough bands.
And see these daredevils flying high through the world.
Also performing. How bad would you have to be on the also performing? Like, because the bands we just heard are all fucking garbage, and I hadn't even heard of a couple of them. And so if you're on, you can't even make that list.
Water-filled waters of Crystal Lake.
You can enjoy more water sports than R. Kelly with the
More water sports than R. Kelly. I just want to put that up for anyone who missed that
Enjoy the
line.
high tide with some high-speed swimming.
Or not.
High-speed
With the
swimming.
best of the bitch-ass beach.
Hit the ramp at lightning speed
And attempt to drop 17 submarines.
with wicked and wild wakeboarding.
Why is everything in an alliteration?
Partake
In the Wake 1 Formula 1 water park.
and don't forget the extreme water slides that'll send your bathing suit up your
Anal.
speed strip. Big, unreal,
Like,
one of a kind.
Why is that appealing? Like, I don't understand this.
Psychopathic supercross auction.
Psychopathic auction. Oh my god, we should go get like 10 grand and go to the gathering and just outbid like just purchase all the stuff so they can't have it. That would be amazing.
Kings of the Raceway.
The monster truck
They're
mechanic.
trying to prevent the further spread of Juggalo paraphernalia, so we bought it all up.
We're here to party all night, ball Steve.
Freak out with super stunt driver Mike Ducey.
Oh yeah, this got like,
Juicy poopers?
that's like,
What? Is that supposed to be appealing?
no, I think it is. Like,
live car crushing and pro wrestling event, or the Nitro Film Net.
it's the only pro wrestling and car crushing event I know
Ladies
of.
of wrestling.
At the end of the show,
They all get in the yellow short bus.
and just, well,
How are these things related? This is what I don't understand. They're like, then those people who are involved in that other thing, they're all gonna do like this monster truck thing. Because
No, they're not.
JCW's
Annual Megawatts
Super Hype Fest.
Bloody Mania 11.
Or partake in the whimsy of the monstrous Juggalo Yacht Club's Oklahoma
Yo, where'd they get the
wine
yacht
mixer.
footage though? Because
Not
that
from-
was like the one I need. I need that shot with like the railing there. That was perfect. I'm just gonna rip it out of this fucking Juggalo video.
So they had a thing on the site, like it was the actual poster for like the yacht club, and it sounded like it had real events. Like there was like a bikini contest or something. But then they just did it here like it was a joke. So I'm not sure if it's happening or not. Yeah, Kissing Candace. Who? Also, don't sound like horrorcore. Oh wait, wait. Face paint. That's the connection. Costumes and face paint.
So I just gotta point out, he's out of the daylight and he's definitely not doing kung fu. Like, I don't
His long-awaited debut, Cage.
really lazy as far
Oh,
as
dude, do you know how long I waited for Cage's debut? It's very long awaited. This is really bad.
Good thing they're debuting finally.
Dope.
Dope. Who's next? Cold Chamber? This like these are like the third-rate bands of those crappy eras that you're glad are over.
Right.
They couldn't even get, like, again, they couldn't even get Gold Chamber. They got Dope. We love wrestling. We named our band after it.
American Grim.
What?
Also making her long
right. Oh, yeah.
gathering debut, Little Debbie.
Also long awaited. I can't believe she hasn't had to change her name. Probably because Little Debbie's never heard of her.
Hot whip, burn it like a furnace, bitch, 'cause all I know is hot shit. Bitch, I'm on fire. Oh yeah. Bitch, I'm on fire. Oh yeah. Bitch, I'm on fire. We about to burn the fucking club down.
That is legitimately the coolest thing you'll hear on the whole thing. No. The rest of the music is like totally pedestrian garbage. Oh, are these guys gent? He's got
Actually, it sounds kind of like a prog power band. Like,
no, they're too good. They're like the Prog Power Band would sing like way higher in like
That's true.
like
the Judas right here
it's the
for it,
80s.
though.
These guys are much too recent. They're like totally a gent band.
Rugged Man.
Get your jaw reconstructed. I ain't no puppet, ain't throwing up no diamond. Here's the middle finger, go shove it. Fuck the media posing as experts. Fuck the radio, fuck the television networks. I'm not apologizing, I don't care what the cost is. Go ahead, corporations, you can take back your endorsements.
Go ahead, corporation. You can take back those endorsements I never had.
Which endorsements are you giving back?
Specifically,
Absolute must-see show of a lifetime.
Oh, see, here's another prog power style set.
Live performance of
The
60
entirety
Showstars
of the
in its
Raid
entirety.
Shangri-La.
Insane Clown Posse will rock.
From beginning to end, the album that rocked the very foundation of the Juggalo world, The Raid Shangri-La.
I think, wasn't that also the one where they proclaimed their
right?
love for
This
Jesus?
is the one where they came out as evangelical Christians. Correct.
See these daredevils flying high through the late night.
Skull Kids.
Also performed.
M.R. question mark E. Is that supposed to be Mr. E? Is that Rocket Mr. E?
Rocket Mr. E.
Oh shit, dude. We need to go if it's Rocket Mr. E.
Speed and knowledge of classical music
In the notorious nitrous oxide.
bagel launching contest. A chance to
I'm
be
guessing
a
they
part
play
of
1812
ICP.
Overture.
Stage Clown
It's like
Carnival.
classical music. That's probably what it is.
By entering the Killer Clown Academy.
Ladies, pull your panties to the side at the sexy and seductive
Lingerie contest.
Oh, that's
bagel flavored areola
not.
glistening in the
That's
sun.
wrong for a lot of reasons.
So many ways is this
Wet
wrong.
T-shirt, high nipple derby. Display
Did he say
your
high nipple
sizes at the
derby?
costume contest.
Probably.
Creative skin
I'm just not surprised by anything anymore with this.
Oh, gross.
Gasp in disgust at the Freak Show Deluxe.
Sickening skin suspension spectacular.
Or race right by it like me.
What?
You got game in the Turbo Tournament.
Or into the Echo Side.
Juggalos against
There's a
Sanity.
collectible card game
Oh yeah,
for
no,
Juggalo.
they had an entire Juggalo like gaming convention in Michigan a couple months ago. And remember, I posted that thing I was gonna win that one tournament because it said no prior experience playing the game necessary.
And of course, Dirt Bike Derby Daredevils, the Insane Clown Posse, and going down on Friday.
Live performances featuring dangerous high-speed microphone stunts and tricks from
The Browning.
Brown? What?
Wait, are they performing a set or are they doing stunts? I'm very confused.
I have no
Or
idea at
both?
this point. Maybe both.
Like, oh, these guys are
These
gent.
are Gen Z.
Dude, I hope these guys aren't even from America. That would be amazing if they traveled like from England to play the gathering.
Froggy Fresh.
Oh, this
that's
was the
right,
other one I
Froggy
couldn't
Fresh.
believe. Like, I thought this guy was like a YouTube joke. Like, does he have like albums? Or are they like that guy from YouTube?
I mean,
Like, I thought his songs, like, I thought the whole thing was a joke.
apparently not. It seemed pretty serious to me.
It's so hard to get this victory. My ambitions of a rider, me and my misery. Give me the loot or I shoot. You don't know what's beef, just my gangster party. All eyes on me.
Insane poetry.
This is music. IP before ICP. Insane poetry.
Brother Lynch hung.
Tell him I'm hit tonight though. Tell him I'm nitro. Tell him I'm a grind like a motorcycle, wrapping him up like a tightrope. My brain is empty.
Wait, he said wrapping him up like a tightrope, but then he made like a noose thing.
And then he said my brain is empty. So like,
a tightrope is the thing you walk on, not unless you're talking about a rope that happens to be tight. He usually not
but then he
referred to as a
said
tightrope.
my brain is empty. So like, you try to connect words, and he's like, no, don't try to make any sense of it.
Just like Katy Perry, he knows nothing.
Right.
This is the worst band name I've ever seen. LSP 51 Shades of Snuff.
Upon a burning body.
Oh yeah, this is another super terrible.
Oh yeah.
It's hell yeah. They're breakdown jet basically. They're so bad. Did you see his Fresh Prince tattoo on his bicep there? Because he's cool. Mayday, but it's spelled like it's Spanish. But this is in English. In his defense, his music was not offensively bad. Oh, this guy is the worst.
Block a flame.
I fuck with bucks, so I call it Cashville. Youngest poppin' Molly.
See, this seems like new woke-ish Waka, but then they're gonna cut to a clearly old Waka. Right? So you did the wrong order.
Yeah.
Go from woke to pre-woke.
The headlining will be a legend himself.
The definition of freshness. The legend, Vanilla Ice. That guy who had a hit.
And then was really angry about it for like a decade,
30
and then
years
he
ago.
realized it paid more to just be
But
like...
they even, the clip, they
Oh, he's cool with it now.
yeah.
He's definitely cool with it now.
And these hellions on
MC
wheels
Virus.
crashing into the crowd
Shire.
all night long.
Oh yeah, hashtag Baconomics. And then STR8 jacket. I'm not sure they understand what STR8 means. Because I really feel like the gathering that might get weird.
There's a picture of Prince for no reason.
Midnight purple pandemonium liver trauma.
Bolorama, bring
I
your
think-
mama Night Riders party.
I think this is why.
Wrap your motherfucking ass cheeks pancake flat.
At the oval
What?
track of high
That's not a
speed
thing that
comedians,
happens.
including
That's not in any way.
Unfuck willable.
puppetry of slick track speedster extraordinaire.
Oh, this is so bad.
Third wife I lost. No kidding, 3 wives?
All dead art forms go to the gathering of the Juggalos.
Poison snake. No kidding, how'd the second one die? Poison snake bite. And the third one? Skull fracture. She just wouldn't go near that fucking snake. Max, that's
Of all the jokes they could have picked, they did the one that makes a joke about violence against women. After the festival has had a reputation for having a serious problem with like respecting women, like they're like, fuck it, we're doubling down on it.
Saturday night. You'll be beaming in 17 while two hotties are double teaming your semen.
Oh, wait, you're
What?
only dreaming.
Then you woke up to something even
They'll
better.
be double teaming your semen?
Work on drivers like Sug Island.
Did they already announce Sug Island?
I don't think, because I would have pointed out that that's not how you spell island, and that you would not pronounce that as island.
It's Scattering the Juggalos. Spelling isn't really high on their list of priorities.
Keep sleeping on me, I'm in your dreams like sugar. Fuck how you feeling, I'm a villain just like Lex Luthor. And your hoe, I'm a doer. She about to blow like a tuba. You talking wrong? I'm letting go of that Ruger. I be laughing
Notice how
about
he's just
your
dancing in the background?
Shout out to Psychopathic for splitting them half of that Ruger.
Jelly roll. Jelly roll.
Oh, man.
Discount rack Uncle Cracker.
Yes!
Oh, well, everybody knows POD, right? Remember this one song they had?
I remember someone walked out to POD one time and I thought that was a terrible idea, and someone else was like, isn't POD the worst band of all time? And I'm like, no, but they're close.
They're up there.
They're like, remember how the Deftones were cool and POD was Christian?
You kick me out the club, I'm a big bad wolf, I'm a Jameson Dog. I wave high while I'm cave
It's
diving day high.
blurring because someone's fucking in the background.
I'm in between all of these animals like Malcolm. And fuck the record sales, I ain't even counting. Just when you turn
It said arrow down.
Right, it was like, it sounds like he's saying is, I don't care that nobody's buying my records now. I used to care,
Right.
now I don't.
Well, but
this
it
graph,
also kinda sounds
this
like
graph's
he's-
not the sales, because I don't think the sales existed.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's him caring.
He's implying that there were sales at one point, which I think is
Right,
clearly
so
erroneous.
It's more likely a graph of his caring about sales, but the sales graph is just zero.
It's just a flat line.
Just a flat line.
Placer themselves.
The insane clown.
Wait, so they're performing 3 times?
Yes.
Technically, well,
no.
2.5.
When this is over, we will discuss why I think they're playing 3 times.
Okay.
We will music wars it.
And these hellions on wheels crashing
Big
into the
low.
crowd all day long.
LSP Snuff Blender? Is that related to the other LSP band?
I
whose
think
name was
they
too
had
long?
it. I think it's like it's gotta be like their town or some shit, like it's or some gang, because the dude had like a chain with LSP on it, and it was like, and there was way too many of them. So you like remember that King 810 band where it was like, we used to be a gang, now we're a band, and it's like, and we just sing about how we're a gang.
Oklahoma.
Ticket to that is on sale now at juggalogathering.com.
It's the greatest, bitch.
I do crimes.
Wild ride.
It's the greatest, bitch.
There you go.
Be there.
Is that it?
That's the Diamond Rain.
All right.
Okay, so the in the Gathering of the Juggalos Facebook group, they talk a lot about the Juggalo March on Washington in September. So I think it's like September 16th, whatever that weekend is, in DC. They're doing this whole thing because the FBI classified them as a hybrid gang, and then they hired a lawyer to help them deal with this, and he basically solicited stories about like stuff like has this labeling negatively impacted you, and it was stuff like, yeah, at my custody hearing they were like, yeah, he's in a gang, right? And then they're like, and so then obviously you lose. So they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this march, but it seems like the march might just be a thinly veiled excuse to have like a concert, because it's like a march and then we're having this concert, whatever. So you'll notice, if you're a long time juggalo like myself, there was no mention of Twisted, the official tier, the dope of being a juggalo, right? The tier 2 horrorcore band there's no mention, and that's because they're on a record label known as Magic Ninja Entertainment, MNE, and I guess Magic Ninja was like didn't want to play the Juggalo March for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because I'm guessing it's because they weren't getting paid what they wanted to get played. Because why else would you not want to play a show? Probably because it doesn't pay.
Yeah.
So, so then there's been this whole thing where it's like everybody's like, oh, fuck Magic Ninja, like blah blah, and then people are like, oh no, we're like, if you still rock it, it's cool. And then people are like, if I see you at the gathering rocking that shit, I'm gonna kick your ass. Right. So the whole thing is like, it's bizarre because the group vacillates. So keep in mind that like the central lyrical themes of most ICP stuff is about like murdering and raping and stuff, right? Yeah. So
and family.
So it makes
murder,
sense,
raping, and family.
right? So that there's this confusion because the group vacillates between like, fuck anybody that whatever, and I'll beat your ass, blah blah blah, and be like, yo, we all fam, we need to be like together, like, and that it's like it's totally bizarre.
Yeah.
It reads like that, you know, you have that friend that you're like, well, when they're not drunk, they're fine, but they drink a lot, right? Like, and it's that.
Yeah.
So, but it's an entire group of people. So the thing. So how this impacts the lineup beyond just like the fact that like Twisted and I don't even know what other bands are on that label, but I'm sure if I mentioned them, no one listening would know who they are.
The fact that you mentioned it made me think there were, like, I couldn't name them off the top of my head, but I'm sure if I saw them, I'd be like, yeah, I've heard that name from a previous gathering announcement.
Whoa.
And there's a bunch that I didn't hear that probably maybe are on that label.
So there are some like sort of bands at which you aren't listed. So the thing was, in previous years, what they would do is like, so ICP would be on one night, whatever, but on other nights it would be these other bands that they're in, like Dark Lotus and Psychopathic Ridas, but they're basically like bands that were like Twisted, like combinations of people in Twisted and ICP, and then other, and so since Twisted's not there because M&E's not there, none of those other bands are there. So instead of having like a different ICP-esque band each night, they're just at, here's Shaggy and here's ICP and here's ICP again.
And they figured out the Prog Power formula is have them play a specific album one night.
Right, instead of just being like, here's ICP 3 times.
Right. The Wraith Shangri-La, finally.
It was so controversial in the community.
Yeah.
Because we at church now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man, what else? Gathering of the Juggalos. Well, I mean, we're not going. We were originally...
Sadly, right, we had plans to go, and it was going to be a brilliant plan, but then the ringleader of this plan moved to Europe
and also
had a falling out with her friend that was going to go with us.
And also they didn't like book the gathering until like a month or so, like fairly recently, right?
Oh, right. So there was this whole deal where
they couldn't find a venue.
Right, they couldn't find the venue. So right, so it used to be in Cave in Rock, Illinois, then they moved it to I forget what they call it, but it's in Ohio. And then so then there were all these rumors that maybe it was going to be in Colorado. That was another reason that we were like, oh, we should go. And then because it's not Ohio. We're like, Colorado's cool. My sister lives there. And then when Canadian Juggalo weekend happened, I was like, oh, is this all we're gonna get? Because like there were additional rumors that like, no, Colorado's not happening. And so it looked like it wasn't going to happen at all, right? And then like last minute they were like, Oklahoma. You're like, okay, but too little, too late, and don't want to go to Oklahoma in late July.
Yeah. The whole plan fell apart, but maybe another time, maybe next year, maybe.
Also, I got my teeth fixed.
So that would have helped blend in more if you did. There's ways to.
Well, no, dude. All I have to do is put on a like a ball cap, especially if it's mesh.
yo, we'll get those Make Music Great Again hats made and wear those.
No, I was just gonna order the ones on that website.
I think we should make. I honestly don't want to wear a red hat because there's literally. I only know this because the one that Joe Rogan keeps bringing up. But there was some incident where some woman, she was like being interviewed at a protest, and it was like Make Bitcoin Great Again or something like that. But it was a red hat, so somebody like threw something and then like either like hit her, like sprayed. It was.
Oh,
it was
they thought she was a counter protester.
Right. The point is, if you wear a red hat, people don't always take the time to check that it's a joke.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to do like a not red hat, but have it say Make Music Great Again. But I don't know. Maybe that's taking it too far away, and then the joke doesn't work at all. But
I wasn't planning on wearing it to any protests.
Right. Well, I wasn't planning. The point is, I don't want to wear a red hat like that anywhere because people are just like, oh, fucking Make Music Great. Oh wait, or is it an ironic joke about Make Music? Yeah. But I don't trust people to like have those depth of perception,
nuance.
Yeah, to pick up on that kind of Katy Perry level subtext.
That is
reference to the previous episode.
Not everyone can be so woke.
Not everyone can be as woke or understand that they know nothing. Cool. Well, what else? We get anything else with the Juggalos, or was that all our?
I mean, they're terrible.
Episode.
It's so bad. It was very. A lot of those bands sounded like they should be at like Knotfest, right?
Yeah.
But Knotfest got combined with Ozfest this year.
Oh yeah.
For those of you who had not heard yet, it's weird. I don't know. I do not know.
All right. I think we're good with this one then.
They're bad. That's my.
Yep. So
that's my take.
Yeah. All right. I'm turning it off now.